This 26 Sports high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
And welcome back to Cadillac High School. Jay Simon alongside Kevin Gregory. The Eric Wotilla directing things tonight, along with our camera crew, the stellar Wyatt Van Dynen, Rain Johnson-Hill, and Dakota Pike doing an excellent, excellent job. It's a 25-21 halftime lead here in Cadillac. The Vikings trail the Alpena Wildcats after 16 minutes of play. And we talked to Coach Steve McCourt at halftime. And one of the things that he's hoping, that the Wildcats are hoping to do, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, basically run the Vikings into the ground. They know they've only got 8. They're hoping to wear them down. But we talked about it, Kevin. Not too many teams have been able to do that to the Vikings.
Right. And, you know, they've executed that in the first half with that long outlet pass. They're having somebody fly on almost every possession. And so, you use football terminology, you have a spy on the quarterback. Cadillac's got to have someone spying that guy, that girl, that's outletting every time.
You can't have 5 crashing the boards, basically.
You can't have 5 crashing
Somebody's got to pay attention to the backcourt. That's a great point. Morgan Allen, the senior for the Wildcats, led all scorers with 10 points in that first half, all 10 coming in the second quarter, as she was essentially, as Kevin would put it, unconscious in that second quarter. Hit the only 3 of the game and 1 of 2 from the line. Jessica Marweed had 7. 5 came in the first quarter of that first half. Emma Jor, the sophomore, had 4 points, a couple of buckets in the first quarter, and Alexis Smith and Caitlin Trelfa both with a bucket in the opening half to round it out for the Wildcats. Meanwhile, for Cadillac, all but one player has gotten into the book so far tonight, led by Kylie Christensen, 6 points. She is 3 of 6 from the line. The Vikings, Kevin, 9 of 13 from the line tonight. They're making a living there. Nearly half their points coming from the charity stripe. Alexis Little with 4, Nicole Kleinsorge with 3, and then Emmington, Knaus, Johns, and Piles all with a bucket as third quarter underway quickly, right down to Christensen, who puts it up and off the glass. And just like that, the Vikings do exactly what they've been trying to do, getting it into the post.
Coach Johns, she's got to be happy with that possession. They came out, and you knew she drew this up at halftime because that didn't happen one time in the first half. Emmington's got the ball on top. All 4 girls went to the free throw line and then broke out, and that opened it up for Christensen on the block.
Little trying to find Kleinsorge, and then Johns with the rebound and putback. And just like that, with 7:20 to go here in the third, the Vikings have knotted this one at 25.
It's a beautiful lefty up and under by Johns there. That's tough to finish.
Jor calls out the play. Vikings in the man-to-man. Wildcats.
That line got her.
Hate when that happens.
Yep.
3 ball from Allen. Heat check. Apparently it is carried over.
Woo! We got a shooter.
Morgan Allen from way downtown. Bang. Little Johns from the right elbow knocks it down. I'll tell you what, Kevin, Michaela Johns has got a smooth-looking jumper. She has been on the varsity since her freshman year, and while she has grown into some other aspects of her game, she has always had a really pretty 12 to 15-foot jumper.
When we did that game against Gaylord, she had all 10 of her points in the second half, and they were all from right there. 10, 12-foot jump shot, smooth.
Smith with the miss. Rebound ripped down by Christensen to Kleinsorge, no good. Christensen almost gets another rebound. And Kleinsorge, fortunate to not touch that as she went after it, and it went off the Wildcats, so the Vikings will trigger under their own basket.
Way to let it go. That was beautiful. That's like a high, well, we won't get into pickleball.
If you're wondering, folks, just look us up on, well, look me up on Facebook. We'll tell you all about pickleball.
Fastest growing sport in Northern Michigan.
Kleinsorge's 16-footer is no good. Our director, no doubt, right now is just pulling his hair out. Why are they talking about pickleball? We're not watching pickleball.
We're sporting. We're just sporting.
We're sporting. We do have a foul. It's going to go against the Vikings, and I think that might be on Kleinsorge, Kevin, and it is. It is her 3rd of the game, and so a key Viking player picks up her 3rd foul with 6:12 to go here in the third.
I think with the 8-girl roster, I don't think that's anything new and I think they're going to sub her out at the next dead ball, but anything new to play with a few fouls. And she did a great job of that in the second quarter. She picked up her 2nd foul with 7 minutes to go, played the rest of the quarter with it. She knows how to play conservatively as well.
Jor's three-pointer as the Vikings seem to run away from her and challenge the sophomore to shoot. We're going to get a foul underneath on an aggressive box out.
She made a liar out of me. Got her fourth.
Was it Kleinsorge boxing out on Jor? I was watching the ball.
Yeah, it was out here at the top of the key.
Ah, boy. So Jor will get 3, although why do you get 3 if the foul's on the box out?
I didn't think she was shooting. I don't know.
Well, she took the shot, but if the foul was on the aggressive box out, shouldn't that have been well after the shot? I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. That's why I'm not wearing the stripes, Kevin.
I have some opinions about it as a former coach, and some aggressive play in the first half, and then a couple of questionable touchies. But hey, they're down there. I'm up here. Easy for me to say, right?
Absolutely. Works out well for the Vikings, though, as Jor misses all 3 free throws. Johns to Emmington on the baseline. Nice look inside for Christensen, who can't finish. Johns, though, lefty put back, no good. And here come the Wildcats. Allen, 1-on-2, she'll back it out. Jor, try that 3-ball again. And this time she drains it. Well, you figure she's got to have confidence in it. Apparently she needs to be 20 feet away, not 15.
That's a good-looking set shot. I mean, they got some very good-looking jump shooters in their team. Good form is what I mean by that.
Wildcats now with a 31-27 lead. 5:15 to go as we get a jump ball situation on the entry pass to Christensen. And the ball will go back to Alpena.
Here's where Cadillac's going to look to Michaela Johns to fill in for Kleinsorge on the bench with 4 fouls. Someone's got to fill that offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding prowess that she has, and step it up and help Christensen out so she's not the lone rebounder.
Haley Britton being harassed by Johns. Johns trying to get that 5-second call. Britton, though, escapes her.
Hit it.
And now she's going to go to the ground, loses the ball. Johns pulls it away. Little didn't see Emmington up ahead. Now she finds her on the left block. Kick out for Johns for 3, front iron. That's a radio thing. I got to quit telling you what happened on the rim. You can see that. Little to Johns. And Johns driving baseline is going to draw the foul and go to the line. It's a habit to say what happened to the shot. All I got to do is describe the shot. Feeling my way here.
It's working, it's working.
4:32 remaining here in the third. Michaela Johns at the line for a pair.
Here's what you haven't seen the first 4 minutes of the third quarter is a breakaway layup for Alpena. So clearly that was addressed at halftime, and kudos to the girls for executing the game plan.
Seconds too strong, and Smith will bring it up. They have a 3-on-2, looking for Jor in the pass, a little too hot. Jor can't handle it. Wildcats actually had a 3-on-2 break there. The pass might have been a little behind Jor. Wildcats trapping. Little gets away, but loses the handle. Here's Madison Murphy, the other sophomore, and she loses it to Hope Emmington. Emmington with the runner in the paint. And now Hope's going to pick up the cheap one as she comes back in from the backside. That's one of the most common fouls in high school basketball, Kevin, where you miss the tough shot, or you make a what you think is an error, or you're frustrated, and then you immediately turn around and you foul the other team.
I've never done that ever once in my entire career.
Well, I wasn't saying you.
Or every game, yes. It's incredibly frustrating. If I turn it over on one end, it's a solid chance I'm hacking on the other.
Just inside 4 minutes to go here in the third. Smith kicks it out for Murphy for a long 2, in and out. And Emmington will bring it up. Hope Emmington, the junior. Nothing but juniors on this team with the exception of Kleinsorge, the lone senior who's on the bench. And there's a nice look inside for Christensen, who goes to that patented right semi-hook and draws the foul.
How'd they get it there? ball reversal, go to the wing, solid entry pass. You don't want to float it because even if you're on the wing and you float it, it gives that defender time to step around Christensen and get the steal. So good entry pass.
And that's probably one of the most frustrating things for a big person, big man, big girl, post player. They don't want the guard to float that thing down. They get their defender sealed. They want you to throw that thing in.
Yeah.
I've got my hand up, hit my hand with that ball. Right?
It's hard to hold the seal, and if you have to do it for too long, you end up hooking the player with your off arm, and a good ref's going to see that, call an offensive foul.
Christensen drains them both and cuts the lead to 1. 3.5 to go here in the third. 31-30. Say that for Mr. Watilla's benefit. Jor with the jumper gets the friendly roll on the road. She's got 5 in the quarter, 9 for the game. Pushes the Wildcat lead back to 3.
I always like to break the game up as a coach into 4-minute segments. So you got the last 4 minutes of the third quarter here. How are you going to set up your fourth quarter run? You want to finish strong. You want to start the quarter strong and finish the quarter strong.
Emmington's pass across the lane for Piles, knocked out of bounds by Murphy. So Alexis Little will trigger. Little on the wing, lost the handle, was tapped by Smith, and she comes up with the steal. Smith using Barkley, rejected by Piles, her second block of the game. Liz Piles with the hustle, blocking that on the other side. I was just about to give Alexis Smith some credit because she used Barkley, who was running up the right side, Kevin, as almost a decoy because Emmington had to stay back on the off chance she was going to throw that pass. But Piles catching her and blocking it, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat basketball.
It's great hustle. Good point. Yeah.
And now Piles is going to get called for the foul, trying to stay with Alexis Smith, and Liz put her hands on her waist. She's indicating like, I had my hands out, but that was 2 hands low. Smith 3 ball is well off the mark. Little up ahead for Emmington. Emmington gets her defender off the ground, and a nice little lefty hook.
There you go. You like to see the adjustment. She's had a couple of runners in the lane earlier this game in the first half and one here in the third quarter. Nice controlled jump stop. Let the defender fly by you. Layup goes in.
Nice little left-hand hook. 1-point game. Wildcats up. Murphy, 3 ball, way off the mark. Chased down. Jor gets inside the defense, and I think they're going to get Johns from behind. And they are.
You want to keep boxing out for Cadillac. They're doing a good job holding that fast break so far for Alpena. But you want to do, last time Alexis, 22 Alexis Smith. Way off. Alexis Little
there is an Alexis Smith on the other team.
Kind of got turned around a little bit, lost the box out, results in some free throws for Alpena. But they're doing a good job. You know, what was the score at halftime, Jay?
25-21.
25-21. So down 4 at halftime. You've cut into the lead, and that's all you want to do. You want to just hang around. You're at home. You got the home crowd behind you. Make that fourth quarter push. I think there's about 2 minutes left in the third quarter here.
Meanwhile, for Alpena, the things that you did well in the first half, running the floor, getting out ahead of the Vikings, getting buckets in transition, Cadillac has managed to shut that down to an extent, but now you're getting open looks, open jumpers, perhaps because the Vikings are so busy making sure that they're not letting anybody leak. They're managing to get good looks. They've got 2 threes in this quarter.
Yeah, I haven't seen them press this half, and I also haven't seen out of their 2-3. I haven't seen them trapping in the corners. All the things that were working well in the first half, so you don't know if it's coach switching it up or the girls maybe not executing like they were in the first half.
Poor Emma Jor is shooting a higher percentage from beyond the arc than she is the free throw line. She is the Kevin Gregory of the Alpena Wildcats. It's still a 1-point game. 2 minutes to go here in the third.
Free throw percentage was impeccable, thank you.
Yeah, but you were like 90% from 3 and 85 from the line, right? So Johns draws the foul. You like how I did that?
I did. Appreciate that. It made me feel good about myself, even though it's complete fabrication.
Well, the people that are watching this that know you know I'm making that up. So that's those that don't know you, think I'm telling the truth. There's nothing wrong with that.
The guys that know me are saying he shoots 90% of the time. Doesn't mean it goes in.
Michaela Johns drains the first. Meanwhile, our director, Eric Watilla, is wondering what he got himself into when he invited us to give this a shot. Hey, got to give a shout out to Pizza Plus of Cadillac, Kevin Gregory's favorite pizza place in town, providing the grub for our camera crew and director before the game. There was even some left this time, Kevin, as Johns makes the second. There's not usually. We've got a 21-year-old and 2 teenagers. There's usually nothing by the time we get here to set up.
I need to get me an original sub and slather some of that sauce all over it. So good.
Also want to thank Cadillac Casting Incorporated for their support.
Travel.
Good call. Good refereeing from the balcony, Kevin.
Oh, I'm a great ref from the balcony. Just don't give me a whistle. It's a lot of pressure reffing. I've done that a few times for some basketball tournaments, and it's a tough job.
Cadillac Casting Incorporated basically allowing us here at My News 26 to get the sports off the ground, as there's a great feed again, exactly like you're looking for, to Christensen, who lays it up off the glass. You give that ball to Christensen on the right block into her left hand, she's probably 85% with that move, because it's just tough to stop a 6-footer who's that strong when she puts it up off the glass.
Yes, she's a solid finisher, and she knows how to use her body to protect that basketball between her and the defender. Don't get a lot of block shots.
30-second timeout called by the Wildcats. It's a 3-point Viking lead, 36-33 here late in the third. Kylie Christensen had 16 points, 12 rebounds the first time these two teams met. It's the second go-round in the conference for Alpena through a schedule quirk. It's the second time the Vikings are seeing Alpena. They have yet to play TC West, so they're missing one team from that first go-round. I believe that's true. I may be wrong about
Who's
that.
missing?
Now that I say that, because they're 3-2. Yeah, they're 3-2. They have not played TC West as yet, and they're seeing Alpena for the second time around.
TC West being at the top of the standings?
TC Central is actually the top of the standings.
I gotcha.
So Alpena beat West by 2. They have been through all 6 teams and went 5-1, losing to Central.
It's a solid start.
Yep. As the ball tapped away by the Vikings. For the Wildcats, they will take on Sheboygan at home on 3-4-5 Tuesday night. I got to figure out what night the 26th is. Meanwhile, Monday night, the Vikings will travel north to Traverse City West to round out their first time around the Big North. Vikings sit in third in the conference right now at 3-2. Double team in the corner. We're going to get a jump ball. Thought the Vikings might catch a break and get Allen shuffling her feet as they went for that ball, but the jump ball will still give it to the Vikings. And Alpena right now, Coach McCourt, Coach Miko, Kelly Miko, Coach McCourt told me that they co-coach. One gets to stand, one gets to sit at various times. Right now it's Coach Miko with the hands on hips and addressing her team. But if you're Alpena, with 50 seconds to go here in the third, what are you looking to do differently in the fourth to stop this Viking run?
Well, you want to get out and run a little more. You got some solid guards in Jor and Allen, and they're able to handle the ball. They're clearly able to shoot some threes, so you want to get out in transition and run.
Johns around a Little in the paint. Little with the lefty hook. No good. Ripped down by Smith. Smith with numbers will attack the basket over Emmington and lays it in.
On cue, transition layup. They were listening to me.
It's like you're in their heads. 1-point game, 5 seconds to go. And there's a turnover. Allen's going to be hard-pressed to get this shot off. Throws it up. Oh, my goodness. That would have been impressive. But 3 quarters in the books. 8 minutes remaining in this one. It's a 36-35 Cadillac lead over Alpena. Girls Big North basketball. Final quarter coming up in just a moment.